get up tomorrow morning early, I want you to sit down with a notepad or your ThinkPad or your laptop, and I want you to dream about your future. I want you to ask yourself some honest questions. Are you living the life you really want to live? How's your marriage? How's your relationships? How are your finances? How's your health? How's your business? Or do you have the listings you want? And look, take an honest inventory of what's going on in your life. How are the friendships in your life? How's God? Maybe you need to embrace that. I think that's my secret sauce, by the way. And I need you to think about your goals, your dreams in life, because I believe that some of you this weekend came and your ladder is leaning against the wrong wall. You've been climbing that ladder, you've been building that brokerage, you've been building that team, you've been going after 100 listings, you've been going after 2,000 sales. You want to be the number one this, the number one that, the biggest franchise. You want 40 franchises. And I believe for some of you, when you really take a look, what do you really want? I want to be with my family. I want to be able to have time. You've heard the speakers talk about time freedom. I'd like to be out of debt. Who wants to be out of debt, right? Who imagine no house payment? Anybody? Aaron Rawls, he sent me a message. Hey, I just paid off my house with the stock from EXPI. Let's give the stock my stock. Rev share pays all my bills. We got out of debt. These are some beautiful things. But what are your goals? What are your dreams? And I want to challenge you, for some of you, especially the guys here in the room, it's time to change the way your ladder has been leaning. And for some of you, it's been 30 years, 20 years. Some of you never had this opportunity before. And it was, we did what we did. How do I work with buyers? And then how do I get them in my car? And how do I get them to write offers? And then how do I write an offer that actually gets accepted in the multiple offer situation? How do I keep them in escrow? They're like fish jumping out of the net. How do I get my lender to actually close the transaction? And after you do that for a while, you finally master it 3 years later, 4, 5, 6, 7 years later, you're like, I'm tired. I'm going to become a listing agent. Then you hear the terms that when a student is ready, the teacher will appear. And you hear things like, you got to list
the last.
To last, you guys know. You got to list the last. And then you think, man, I got to become a listing agent. And then you dedicate yourself to that. You start going to Brian Buffini and Mike Ferry and Joe Stump. And you used to go to Star Power, some of you. I went to Star Power. Crane Proctor, Mega Camp, Family Union, Remax's Convention, Sotheby Masterminds. And then on and on and on. Y Loco. You're learning all these things. And then you get there, and you've seen people who have huge businesses. And what are they doing? They're doing what Coldwell Banker did. And I mean, actually, Mr. or Mrs. Coldwell, because I don't know if Coldwell Banker were men or women. They're the only people we know from 120 years ago. They were the recruiters. They were the attractors. They did what Berkshire Hathaway did. They did what Dave Lineker did from Remax and Gary Keller did from Keller Williams and Dave Williams. They, let's get off the treadmill of being transactionally based. And let's actually build a company. Because really recruiting is about building a company. Do not let anybody shame you. Oh, just one of those recruiters. It's actually the smartest thing you could ever do. Because the people we know, like the Sotheby's family and the Christie's auction house and the Christie's, the people who created great wealth, guess what they were? They were recruiters. They built large sales organizations. Now here's the cool thing. It was just for them. The Hilton family, they built a huge business, benefited a lot of people, and then it all went to Paris Hilton, right? That was a good thing, right? And so here, the only way you can build a huge business at EXP is to help a lot of other people get what they want. And if you help a lot of other people succeed, guess what? What does Zig Ziglar say? You help other people get what they want, and you'll get what you want. When I was a solo agent at Remax, I sold a lot of homes, and I got what I wanted, but I had no time. And how many other people I helped? Homeowners, and I helped people with the American dream of homeownership, and I helped sellers sell and move out of state or upgrade to a bigger home because they have more kids. But I didn't have a huge impact. And I'm telling you, wherever you live, you're going to go back and enroll, sponsor, attract, recruit, whatever you want to call it, 5, 10, 15, 20 agents, whatever the number is, and then they're going to tell their friends in Alabama and Albuquerque and West Palm Beach and up in Canada, and then they're going to have friends back in South Africa, and they're going to have friends in Brazil, in Panama, in Hong Kong, and you're going to have a global business. How many of you would like the sun to never set on your business? Anybody? I remember getting the XP going, I hope it works. Everybody's like, how did you know? How did you know it worked? I absolutely didn't. I got my watch out and I go, 6 months. Do you know what that represented? I was going to give you XP 6 months to work. It's either going to work or not work, because it's not going to be whether I work, because I am a worker. I'm preaching to the crowd. You guys are an amazing group of people. You got on airplanes. There's a gentleman here in the audience who drove 26 hours one way. You're out there, Les. And he's going to drive 26 hours back. Some of you paid a horrendous price to get here. Layovers, canceled flights, all that. And I'm talking to the workers. So I knew I would do the work. We'll see if EXP works. 6 months later, I'm making like $27,000 a month every single month in rev share. It wasn't like a one-time deal, right? And my wife thinks I'm a genius. Look at this. Would your spouse think you're a genius if your rev share was $27,000 a month?
Yes.
Some of you are like, well, I've been here 6 months and it's not. Have you done the work? So what was it we did? What was the catalyst? Well, before I say this, I want to cover a question, the elephant in the room, which is, am I too late? There are 2 million agents in the U.S. and Canada. We have 60-something thousand, which represents somewhere between 2 and 3% of the agent base. Let's say it's 3, it's not, but let's say it was. 97% of the agents out there are still in other franchises and other independent brokerages, and there's room to grow. And then you take the world, there's over 208 industrialized nations. Best estimates, and that's all you can get because I've looked, puts the world, by the way, India has 2 million agents alone. Now there's 208 industrialized nations. Best estimates puts the world agent and broker population at 25 million. And what Tom Trump just said, if you read some of the banners going up yesterday, we're going to have 1 million agents in 100 countries in the next 10 years. No. It's fine. We're going to have 1 million agents in 100 countries in the next 9 years, okay? But it's coming. What I'm trying to tell you, there are 900,000 coming. But you don't necessarily believe it's going to happen for you. And that's where I want to challenge you. You've got to believe it for yourself. That you can list 40 homes, and that's great. And I remember a time, in fact, you just list 40 homes, wow! Make 10,000 houses, $400,000, wow! And then I get referrals, wow! Then you get charged 60, and that's $600,000. I mean, there's no ceiling. I can work harder, make more for my family. It's a good thing. I'm serving people. I'm working hard. This is good, right? Till you're exhausted. Till you've been pulled away from soccer so many times. Till you're at Little League and you're texting and you're on phone calls and you're emailing and you're doing a purchase agreement in the stands and your son hits a double. You're at softball and your daughter hits a triple. And you're like, you know, this sucks. And you realize, I gotta build a team. And then you go from buyers to listings to building a team. And then you gotta get this big team going. And then after you're rocking the team, they approach you. Who's they? The owners of whatever franchise you work for and say, you know what? You are so successful, and you actually are. You have money. You should buy a franchise, whichever one it is. Century 21, Better Homes, Berkshire. And we're like, yeah! I have a regional director out there in the audience. She bought Keller Williams after Keller Williams after Keller Williams after Keller Williams after Keller Williams. And she was the regional director of part of the meeting. And she's like, and then one day she looked up, she goes, but I'm not making any money. I mean, I just assumed the money would be there, right? And in the end, you got in real estate to make what? A profit for who? Your family. And then being number one agent for Century 21 or Coldwell or EXP in the world and all, it's all great. But really, what is it doing for you? And you think, oh, I'm working all the time. Is that Coldwell Banker's fault? Is that Keller Williams' fault? Is it EXP's fault? No, it is not. It is your fault. You gotta have this thing that I started hearing about 10 years ago when I had marriage problems called boundaries. I hated that word and I wanted to punch the counselor in the face. Boundaries? You know? But what it is, what boundaries represent is a way for you to have a life. A way for you not to work 24/7. Like when it's time to work, baby, go to work. Be the 800-pound gorilla in the room. There's a gentleman in the room that beat me on a listening presentation. So I always like to do a friends of God. Why did you beat me? And he said, I told the sellers, I want to learn, I want to grow for my family. Why did you pick another company? I didn't know who they picked. And they go, we actually interviewed 5 companies. And I was kind of cocky at the time. I was getting every listing I went on. And they go, you're our second choice if it makes you feel better, Brent. You want to be like the girl of your dreams. You were my second choice. And so I'm like, well, what was it that made you choose him? They go, the bottom line is, all of you were good. You have these nice comms, these nice, bound up listening presentations. But you were really good, but he was phenomenal. Well, what made him phenomenal? He's just like, I give my left arm for this listing. I guarantee you no one will work harder than me. I've networked with every top agent in Sacramento. I will fight and work and turn over. Nobody will represent you more than me. You give me a chance, I will sell this house, and I guarantee it'll be at the highest possible price. Give me a chance. Whoa, he's that. The other 4, me and the other 4 group, we didn't come off like that. Now, you can sound a little desperate, correct? And you can also sound powerful. Desperate, attractive, or needy? Needy. Now, there's where you're kind of desperate, but then you're powerful. He was powerful. My next 10 listing appointments, you say jump. I said, I want this thing so bad I can taste it. I'm now with every top agent. I repeated everything they said to me the next 10 listings in a row. Because I did not it. Why did you choose? And so you can improve, you can get better, but we had all of us in this room at one point had our ladders against the one wall, but it was the only wall. It is all we know. Figure out the buyers, figure out the listings, got that down, better build a team, I have extra leads, got that down, buy a franchise, you got one, get another one over here, open 10 over here, 20 over here, get your region, got that down, and that was all there was. And then enter Glenn Sanford. 2009 with a vision of a global, I'm in 17 countries. I've been to Canada twice, but my business is in 17 countries. I'm in all 50 states. What I do? I just sponsored 25 people in my first 100 days. Everyone's like, what's the secret? What is it? There are people in the audience right now being outside those doors. Outside the doors. See the people in the doors? I need you guys to open the doors in about 10 seconds. Because there's people out there in the lobby that already left the room, and it's late. No, I want to scare them. I want them to think what I just said was the most brilliant thing ever. So we're just going to watch them start flooding in like, so the count of 3, we're going to go nuts. So anybody buying the doors, we're just going to open them for 5 seconds, and we're going to shut them again. The security guards, I'm asking you, other people, if you're buying a door, throw it open right now. Let's see some doors open. There's one over there. Throw a door open back. Throw 2. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. Count of 3, we're going to go after you. Do this for me.
Yeah! Woo!
Just act like I said something. And so do that. Let me tell you this. The lifespan of a real estate agent without EXP. I'm excited and depressed. I'm excited and depressed. I'm excited. What is that? I got 5 escrow, I got 10 escrow, I got 9 escrow, I got 2 escrow, I got 5 out, 3 minutes. Right? So part of success in life is learning to be a thermostat. That thing in your hotel room that says 72 is the warm, you bring it to 7 or 7, you set that thing, and you even out the highs and lows. Maturity is about becoming a thermostat, not a thermometer. What's a thermometer? Man, it's 112 today. It's 32 degrees. It's -8 because you live in Cleveland. I always like Cleveland. Okay, so here's the deal. You can't do that to your heart. How many of you agree, right? Rev share takes the edge off. Can we all agree? Woo! The stalkers take the edge off. It's brilliant. For those of you that are thinking about joining our company, when your agents, when I brought my 18 agents over, they started winning all these stock awards. There was 3-year vesting, me included. And I've heard people say, well, when I invested, so-and-so offended me, the state broker of California, when I invested, I'm out. The broker from Minnesota, and you hear from time to time, it was like, 5% of the time or somebody got offended by something, okay? And when I'm out of here. Well, here's the deal. Next year, you get more stock awards and no 3-year vesting. And then the next year, you get more awards the next year. So when you're vested for 3, you got stock awards 2 years ago. That vested in 3 years, you got 1 more year. And then last year, you got stock awards that vested 3 years, you got 2 more years. In other words, it's a beautiful glue to hold our system together. There's something about it. And your current brokers, when you're thinking about building, when you built, if they leave tomorrow, because out of the blue comes in a manager for Sotheby's, or a regional director for Keller Williams, or a savvy team leader, or some Anthony Lamacchia, who I respect and love, it just convinces them to go there. They have no stock. They have no equity. They don't have a stake in what's going on. It's not a rising tide raises all ships. And I'm telling you, it's not if, but when. There's no glue to hold what you built. Well, my personality will hold it all together. Or there's so much value to hold it together. Right? So I want to say this. Massive action. Tony Robbins is going to be there. I'm telling you. Massive action. Just go to the nuts. Total immersion. If you want to get listings, you read every book, listen to every podcast, YouTube, go to every event, learn how to become a massive action, total immersion, become a listing agent. You guys are here. Do you feel some immersion going on today? And you're learning some great information how to do this. And you know what? It's going to take a little while. You won't be like amazing overnight, but the struggle. We love the struggle. We love that from the ashes, from the desert, from, frozen Wonder Bread sandwiches, right? The struggle. Some of you are here. That's what God is using to shape you. And you're like, I can't handle it. It's more than I can bear. I wanted to be a pastor. And I never did, in a normal sense, become a pastor. But also a pastor is someone who cares and loves for people. And thank you for allowing me to care. So, I'm not even close to done. He's wrapping up. I should have been a Southern Baptist pastor. When you say like, I'm just, getting ready to wrap up, that just means I'm warming up. That's what happens. So here's the deal. You could go slow and painful. Yippee! Or fast and fun. Who's up for fast and fun? That's why tomorrow you're going to hear Tony Robbins talk about your psychology, not in any weird, new agey way, but he's going to explain how your mind works. It's like a muscle. And if you keep failing, the muscle atrophies. You got to get those quick. And if you do massive action, you're going to get good quick. What do I mean by that? I just learned to surf. I was in Costa Rica. It was amazing. Paddle, fall off the board. Paddle, fall off the board. Paddle, fall off the board. Again, and again. And the very last wave, the sun settings. You gotta make it this time. How do I know? I get on that board, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. Pow, 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 jump up. I'm surfing! I rode that thing all the way to the beach. Just when you get there, step off this way, pick up your board. I did, walked up like it was normal. I felt like a badass, I'm gonna say. It was exhilarating. And I remember an EXP praying to God, can I just sign up some people? And I worked really hard. And I told people I'd help them, and we plugged them in, and I started signing up some people. But I used Sheila and Rob and Gina. I reached out to them upline. It was not the Lone Ranger. And then guess what happened? I got to the point where I started signing up 10 people in 30 days. And then I'm like, God, that's great. That's 120 people a year. That means every year I do that, I add 100,000 a year to my income. If I just stay at 10 a month, that's another 120,000 a year. Next year, this 120 a month is, if I stay at that growth rate, in 2 years I'd have how many? 240. And then the next year, if I still stay at 10 a month, that's 360, right? But it doesn't work like that. It went to 10 a month, and I'm like, okay, God, if I can just do 20 a month, I won't bother you, but 20 a month. And then I started doing 20 a month, which is 240 a year, which is I think 200,000 a year of passive, revenue share income. And then I was doing 20 a month. I'm like, okay, Lord, I promise I won't bother you again. This is the last time. I'm going to be on prayer. And I'm praying for His will. I'm not just playing give me. I'm praying for His will. I'm like, God, how about one a day? Is that fair? One a day? Who'd like to sponsor one a day? It's okay with you. If you want me to go paint homes in Nicaragua or to shovel, I really pray for the Lord to do. I do. I really do. I pray for my kids. I don't think everyone's supposed to be an EXP. I really believe that. God has a plan for your life, whatever it is, I'm good with that. And so I asked him for one a day. And then I got to one a day, 30 a month, 360 a year. And that means at that rate, and in 3 years, you have 1,000 agents, and you're making 750,000 your rev share. In 3 years! It's taken people in my own company 30 years to make that kind of money. I've all of a sudden it went to 2 a day, then it went to 3 a day, then 4 a day, then 5 a day, then 6 a day, then 7 a day, then 8 a day. And it's coming up on 9 and 10 a day, almost 1,000 agents a month. Who would like to have 1,000 a month? Everything. I'm not counting people on levels 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, like Kyle Whistle. He's on my level 8. Come on, Rob, what's up with that? It's all right. Some of you aren't in my business, you know what? You are in my business because I am an EXP and you're an EXP. Yeah. Some of you are going, I'm not in your business, right? Listen to me. I'm in your business. Because you own EXP stock, because everybody closes an escrow gets a stock award. Are you with me? You want stock awards? And you own a piece of EXP. Listen to me. I am in your business. And you are in my business. And I'm feeling a lot of love right now in the room. I just got tingly, okay? We're in each other's business. This is what the competition doesn't understand. They cannot inspire their managers at Remax or their team leaders at Keller Williams or their general manager or Chuck to do, because they have at best 700 to 1,000. We have 60,000 that are lit, and we will end the year at 92,000. We built this thing on back dirt roads, potholes, gravel, but then we paved everything, and we just paved the on-ramp to the freeway. And then you can just take that thing up like the Autobahn right now. Now you're going to see growth like you've never seen. But in your head, not my head, with some of you in your head, yeah, but it won't happen for you. Can I ask you a question? Do you think I can do it?
Yes.
Do you think your sponsor, someone, 2, 3, can they do it? 4, 5, however far you're going to go? Can they do it?
Yes.
What if they and myself worked with you and we did it together? Remember that? You want to go fast and go alone? You want to go far? Let's go together. Remember that? We're going to do this. We will be the first company in the history of the world to reach 1 million agents in 100 countries in the next 9 years now. Because we got Mr. Michael Valdez in the front row. We're planning a tour next year for 30 days. We're going to jet all over Europe, all over the world, South America. It's going to be fun. Why not? Why not? It's going to be good times. Okay, so here's the deal. You can list 30, 40 homes, or you can list 40 agents, or you can do both. I'm imploring you, I take one day a week, Fridays, and I did make outbound calls. I'm learning this weekend what I did was a naughty bad day. Just kidding. But I called people and said, oh my gosh, I love you, you're my friend. I'd love to get, your opinion on the experience. I know you know about it, but man, what do you know about it? Like it's Christmas morning, like, whoo, and I didn't cold call. I'm not recommending cold call, but I was so excited. So like, oh, what do you know about the experience? What do you know about it? See the difference? Either they're going to drag me to their side of the fence, or I'm dragging them to mine. My side of the fence inside with them. My side. Let me help you. Let us help you with buyers. Let me help you with the listings. Let me give you my marketing plan. Well, dude, I'm not leaving Coco Baker. Let me fight for you. You can stay at Coco Baker. Let me help you sell another 10, 15 homes this year. Take that home to your kids. In the end, it doesn't matter what flag we fly. We all have a family and children. Let me help you. I'm cool if you never leave Section 21. Because if you're only helping them because they're going to come to EXP, you are a loser. Right? But if you're truly okay with them staying at Coldwell Banker, if that's where they want to stay, and you'll just walk there. Don't use the New York FUG, right? Right? It's like, love them at Coldwell Banker. Become more valuable than their sales manager. And one day, I don't know when, I tell people all the time, I want to be plan B if you ever need it. And I meet with them, I'm going to help you, I pour into them, and we created events, listening classes, and buyer boot camps, and social media, and I show up with 10, 20 guests. You got to make calls. Do your YouTube, agent attraction, whatever. I called everybody. I was a very proactive kind of guy. I didn't have a big social media following, so I just went and did it. Some of you feel so sorry for yourself because you're not a big YouTube influencer. You don't have the social media following. Then bootstrap it, baby. Then suck it up. So what I'm asking you to do is not tolerate the struggle. It's not, just, actually wrote down the word, let me get it. This was good. I can't read my own writing. Well, it was in here. It's not, but here it is, not endure the struggle. I'm asking you to move into the struggle, to thank God for the struggle, because it's making you the man, the woman you always should be. That's when He uses that resistance to make you amazing. I don't want you to tolerate it. I want you to embrace it. Are you ready? I want you to embrace the struggle. You think, well, it's just me. I get this financial, my car broke down. Right? No! It's so normal. We all struggle, man. I want you to fight for your marriage. I want you to fight for your teenage son or daughter. I want you to fight to get out of debt. You know what I mean? There's ugly fight, mean, and there's just, you're gonna fight because it's a Braveheart kind of fight, right? The Cinderella Man kind of fight. In Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith, they made a movie about that because you fought the fight of overcoming discouragement and despair and struggle, and you slept in a subway bathroom floor with your children and newspaper. You've lived in your car. You spent the night in the desert on a horse with no name, whatever it is, right? And we need to hear your story. Your children were thrown onto a boat, right? Like Tom Tron up here. Listen to me. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. These are, first world problems. I need you to bootstrap it. I need you, Tony Robbins calls it step up. Chest out, go. All hell's breaking loose. I'm here. Right? Put your chest out. I got this. Yeah. You need to toughen up in here. Step up! Step up! So, as we wrap up today, God has created the perfect storm for you. Wherever you are right now is perfect. Thank God for it. Like, I don't know if I can endure it. I don't know if I can handle what lies before me. And so, I'm just telling you, it says God never gives you more than you can handle. Do we all agree upon that? Yes. Do we? Yes. some of you are like, yeah, God, you just ain't never dealt with one of those credit card companies either. New invention, right? No, he never gives you more than you can handle. And so, all through the Bible it says, and it came to pass after every plague, war, pestilence, famine, earthquake, whatever it was, and it came to pass. Whatever you're going through right now, see, that's the bogus lie of suicide. You'll never be happy again. Your life will never, and people, it's so tragic. Listen to me, if you're out there and you're thinking about that, come see me, man. I love you. There's people out there right now that are like, I don't know if I can take it. Come see me. I'll love you. I'll hug you. I'll spend time with you. I'll stay in touch with you. Right? Anybody else? And then if you look over and share, man, I don't know if I can make it. Reach out. Don't stay in there alone. Get help. I want to help you. There are people next to you that love me. You're keeping it to yourself. And so let me tell you what. You're in the perfect storm for you, designed by God to make you the man, the woman that you always dreamed you to be. And when you say, God, lift this from me, He's like, I'm using this to make you beautiful and incredible. Isn't that what He loves? Yes. Woo! As I wrap this up, I will say this. When you get an EXP and you really go for it, here's what will happen in your current brokerage. Your friends, they will call you crazy. That's what happened to me. Right? And then they call you for advice. First they call you, write that down. First they call you crazy, then they call you for advice. And then they call you brilliant, a forerunner, a man, a woman with vision. How did you know? We didn't. We just hoped. We dreamed. And we backed up with massive action. And we got good and quick. That's a special English sentence. Really good English. We got good and quick. Write that down. Who wants to get good quick? Anybody? Again, slow and painful, fast and fun. I used to do open houses from 10 a.m. until 10 at night, Saturday and Sunday. Well, that's kind of extreme. I was at Appleville with the kindergartners. Wednesday, I was at the zoo. Friday, I'd go to the ocean and the biology thing. I had my free time Monday through Friday. I'd go snow skiing. I had my free time. But, when it was time to work, that boundaries thing, I didn't play around. And if I'd shut my open house down at 5 and we were pouring through, I'd stay up until 6, 7, 8, 9. And I would pick up all these clients that I ended up selling a ton of real estate. It became fun and easy. Everything I touched turned to gold. Well, that's because you're Brent Grove. No, my first 6 months, I sold 3 homes. My first year, I sold 18 homes. Not everything I touched, but what I really was willing to do was to suffer for my family. I was willing to get down on that back patio in Antelope, California, man. And brought it back and to lay down because we didn't have food. We just have plenty of food now. I'm talking about feeding your kids, man, and just going. You put your last $5 in the gas tank, and you're just like, you're just going, God, help me, please, help me. And you're praying, and I was there. This is kind of comfortable. I just prayed and asked God, and I thanked Him, and I was grateful. And I said, if would you help me? The doorbell rang. I'm like, oh, doorbell rang. All off. I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm a successful real estate area here. I'm a professional. I'm about to work out and help you. It's like Michael Reese. You see him rattle that stuff off? And then pretty soon, you're just on fire. I remember selling 14 homes in a month, all buyers. Home every other day for an entire month. Make up almost $100 per cent of the month. But I was willing to suffer. I was willing to push through. I was willing to get good. Are you willing to get good? Yeah. Are you just thinking about, well, I don't want people thinking me as a recruiter. I don't want people thinking he's one of those people. That is a very narcissistic thought. Because here's what I'm all about. Helping people have a dream and vision and hope and working for them. I don't really care what people think. because I love them. I'm going to be kind. I'm aware not everybody loves me. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but it's my job to love. How many of you are going to be light in a dark world? A lamp on a stand, right? Doesn't matter what they think. Who are you going to listen to? You can't or you can. I won't or I will. I don't feel like it. You sound like a 14-year-old. Quit saying it, but I don't feel like it. Right? I don't feel like it.
Step up!
You sound like my kids. My kids are here. I love you guys. But right? We tell them, son, you're beautiful. Your daughter, you're beautiful. You're amazing. I know your boyfriend broke up. I know your girlfriend broke up. It's going to be okay. I've been there. You're going to make it through it. God's got a great plan for your life. You're no different. You're just 55. You're 82. You're 37. You're 45. Here's the deal. God has, I believe, you don't have to believe it, but I know it. We need to hear your story. You need to pay the price with a smile on your face. You need to get punched in the face and realize you're still standing and go, wipe the blood off your face and go, is that all you got?
Yeah!
Because I do have a bad habit. Maybe more than one. I like cage fighting. When Nate Diaz fought Conor McGregor, and in the third round, Conor had given Nate everything, and Nate's beat up and bloody, and all of a sudden Nate just smiled at him and realized, Conor can't hurt me. You need to realize there's no one out there that really, listen, we're not building rockets or split atoms. You're trying to get Bob away from Century 21. Great evening.